When committee members have had a chance to review, I would entertain a motion to approve.
So moved, Mr. Chair.
Second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, minutes are approved. New business, item number 1 is authorization to execute amendment number 8 with TTL for continued administration of the 2018 SRF State Revolving Fund loan funds, total of $60,000. Good afternoon, Kimberly.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, this is just an amendment to the existing TTL contract, and it's adding an additional $60,000. This is for the additional SRF compliance work that they're doing with us, between us and ADM, and this is for the SRF loans that we use for water and sewer work. So this is to extend that contract and add a, additional amount to it.
Okay.
And there will be a
Questions?
corresponding finance committee item with this today.
I'm confused. Is it extending the term of the contract?
Well, it's
Or
carrying it
expanding the amount we're paying for it?
both. So we'll go through December of this year with this, the end of the year, and then it's an additional $60,000.
And when was it supposed to expire?
It's an as-needed services contract. I don't know the existing.
We're extending it. It had some kind of expiration
It
date.
did, but I don't know the.
September 30th of this year.
September 30th,
So we're
okay,
extending it October, November, and December
yes.
for an extra $60,000. And then we're increasing the scope, or that's purely the extension?
Well, that's the extension of it, but we asked for some additional work on this related to some documents that we need, on the water sewer side. So there's some other additional environmental documents and things that we've asked for that are related to the SRF loan. And so that's what this is. And then also we're working towards getting the SRF administration in-house. And so there's some training aspect or as-needed aspect to this contract as well that will
And
help
where's
us
the
be able to
money
do that.
coming from?
It's out of the
10-year plan.
10-year plan that's part of the SRF stuff.
Okay. So we're trying to bring that back in-house. Part of this additional 3 months is them tutoring us in the administration?
Well, it's, as-needed services to help guide us, because we're gonna start taking on the role of working with ADM related to these documents.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Item number 1 is approved. Item number two is approval. Change order number 1 to the construction contract with Lavender Inc. for the Afflink Storm Sewer Repair Project that's on Rice Mine Road. Total is $198,804.92 and a 30-day time extension. Good afternoon, Mike.
Good afternoon. So, in the course of uncovering items at the project site, this is basically where the storm system began. This is a structure that was built in about the early 90s. Part of the major component of this change order is to reinforce the structural integrity of this box. It's about 22 feet deep, and we feel like this is a very important component that we need to address. A subsequent failure of this box, if we don't address it, would be a catastrophic problem. And it would be probably part of an emergency contract if that were to happen. So along with that change order, there are some other structures that are needing to be modified based on some infield conditions, and there's a request for a 30-day extension to perform this work.
What are we up to on this one so far, Mike?
This will bring it to $2,164,000.
What's our revised timeline?
I don't guess stopping's an option.
Well, if we could walk away, but we'd have a problem. If we did a stop work order, I think that there would be some charges for
No,
remote
I'm
and
not
whatnot.
being-
I think this is gonna push us into October. Working conditions have been favorable, and I'm hoping the outlook stays the same. They've got about 50% of the major pipe work in the ground, so it could probably go pretty quick after this.
Questions from committee members? Be nice to get this repaired and we move on.
Motion.
Thank
Moved
you.
and seconded, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, it's approved. Item number 3 is approval to enter into software licensing support agreement with GE Software for management services associated with our fueling stations. The total is $42,887. Selden, welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is a authorization to enter into an agreement with GE Software License. This will provide a software licensing agreement and software support for the software platform that we use to manage our 3 fueling stations. We have 2 fueling stations at what you know as the TDOT campus and a 3rd fueling station at TPD. This software is what we use to account for all of our fuel usage. So it identifies fuel usage by the individual, the car or piece of equipment used, and it also tracks how much or if few people are using at any given time. It also generates reports that goes to A&F for all of our billing and account information. This is paid for out of operations. I was waiting for that question, but I wanted to, since you're not gonna ask me, I'll say it anyway. It's covered in operations.
I'll let Mike get by, but it was an oversight.
Questions?
So Sylvan, is this just, they have some code so that we're tracked? They're still getting out of the truck, sticking a nozzle?
Yes, they're still
in the
getting out of
tank
the truck,
and filling
sticking
it
it,
up.
but in order to get fuel out of our fuel tanks, you have to have a key fob and you have to enter a vehicle ID number. So that key fob tells who's getting the gas, the vehicle ID number or the equipment ID number tells them where they're putting it.
Oh, wow.
I'm good. You?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion and item is approved. Item number 3 is approved. Item number 4 is approval to enter into professional services contract with Keene Independent Research LLC for strategic planning of the Gateway Center, total not to exceed $75,000. Kay and Dakota, welcome. Dakota.
Yes. Thank you. Good afternoon. This is a contract with Keene Independent Research to do strategic visioning for the Gateway Center. It is funded through Elevate and is within budget. We'll be conducting market analysis, business planning, facility operations, and just overall visitor experience for the Gateway Center to make sure that we're meeting the needs of the community and it's something that can be facilitated and function for years to come.
We recently viewed and approved some similar type of professional service contract related to Gateway.
We came to you previously to ask permission to begin this
Go-
process,
Okay.
and this is what it's led to.
Dakota, when they do this, I know we need to reinvent kind of what's going on there. And they spend a lot of time probably talking with a lot of people. They interview a lot of people and they probably bring what best practices to something that's similar, maybe somewhere they've done. I know Kip will be in the middle of this, but is that kind of, how long does that process take? Talk a little bit about kind of what they will do.
So that's part of their community engagement that they're going to do. They're going to meet with various focus groups throughout the community to make sure that whatever does ultimately go out there is something that, number one, the community wants, and number two, the data supports that it's something that will be successful out there long term. The actual timeline for this, we're looking at it potentially being complete in the summer of 2023. So, and
By the
from
end of this summer?
next
You meant 24, not 23.
24. Yes,
Sorry.
sorry, summer 24.
Okay.
So would it be accurate to say re-envisioning?
Absolutely.
Because obviously, market study, feasibility analysis, business plan development, cost budgeting, and visitor experience conceptualization, those are pre-opening services, so.
Right. And we're not gonna be able to compete with the Savings Center, and we really need to reinvent what we're doing and what we're providing to the community. And we're really trying to provide, and they're gonna tell us the trends around other cities, but we wanna be that safe place to attract our youth in our community, where they come and they get educational and recreational opportunities, but in that setting that it's the wow, setting. That's what the Gateway was intended to be, where everybody wants to be a part of it, and we're not there right now. So this is gonna help us get where we wanna be.
I'm real appreciative of the mayor. We talked way back about, I had my concerns about the Savings Center with some of the things because I didn't want all the money and dreams we had the Gateway just to die. And so, which of course, Walt and Mayor agreed, and, I'm really excited about, this is the same group, by the way, that is being used at the Savings Center. Because my number one concern is for the youth, that age that we all know need some guidance. And, one of the first things we're looking at is gaming. Gaming, and, gaming is huge, and gaming is, I could just see how much that would attract people. Gaming, you can even get college scholarships now.
Yeah, I know, I've seen that.
But looking at that and possibly recording studio,
You should have got that out. That's been.
there's two things, but it had become very, it's used a lot, but it becomes just a meeting place and just people to just, not the purpose it was meant to be. So it's used a lot for meetings, but you got the McAfee Center for that. We want
Right.
Something, I want the kids to be able to say, what are you doing tomorrow night? Man, we're going to Gateway.
Right.
And that's the type of place I'm hoping to.
If you do get gaming, Mr. Tyner, will you promise to get NCAA 2024 on the PlayStation 5?
You got it. You got it.
My wife won't let me get a PlayStation 5.
We'll have a special spot just for you. But I want to thank Dakota for all his hard work in Case, who equals my enthusiasm, because the potential is amazing. And this is for kids. This is for kids, just like the Savings Center. This is for kids across the entire city.
Right.
To have opportunity to go to a place like this.
So does that mean you wanna make a motion?
I wish I could. I want to
But you can't.
I'll make a
I mean,
motion.
I need to check council rules, but I don't
I
think
need to be
you
legal.
can. No kidding. I hear a motion.
Matthew made a motion, I'll second.
All right. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Item number 4 is approved. Item number 5 is approval of task order number 2 with Chambliss King Architects to provide professional services for the Tuscaloosa Tennis Center project, not to exceed $496,626. Welcome, Dakota, again, and Eric, good to see you.
Thank you. This is TOD number 2 at Chambliss King. This is providing professional services and construction administration once we begin the project in earnest. Really, this is the sub-consultants. Originally, when we first came with TOD 1, we hadn't made a decision yet on the potential indoor tennis center expansion. Cost budgeting came back, ruled that out. So these TOD 2 was to make sure that we weren't overpaying for services that we ultimately did not need.
Questions?
It's raining money out there.
I'm telling
Well,
you,
you know,
money.
This has been delayed for reasons it should never have.
Blah, blah, blah.
Take your stance.
And I will look forward to this. By the way, Chambliss
Is
King.
he asking us about
Let me
none?
say something about Chambliss King. Aren't they doing the
Doing the barns. Yeah.
Chambliss King they are just the best. And I have really loved working with them leading up to this. And they're gonna do great things for the Barnes branch and for the tennis center.
So,
I'll take
This
my
is
bow.
all in, this is,
Do you get a
this
rebate
half
on
million
the
wrapped up
notice
in
it's
the
still
12,
if,
the funding, this is,
It's through
this half
Elevate.
million's part of the 12.
Yes, sir.
Motion.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion on this? Anybody else want to take a shot in the audience? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
The motion carries. Item number 5 is approved. Item number 6 is authorization to enter into a construction contract with J.T. Harrison Construction for new construction of Fire Station Number 11. The total is $4,836,500, and this is our fire station at Mercedes-Benz, correct?
Correct.
Eric, welcome.
This is awarding the contract to Harrison Construction. Obviously, this is the one over by Mercedes. This is being paid for by the state grant. So,
So I want to just echo what you just said.
Okay.
This money is being paid by the state of Alabama.
Correct.
Or if we pay for it, we're reimbursed. So this is not, the city's not out any money on this. For
Correct.
this wonderful new facility that Harrison Construction will bill for us, so.
No, I am. My memory is we not only get the station built at no cost, we're acquiring paid firefighters, right?
That's right. Yes, sir. Under the Project Rosewood agreement that was negotiated in the early nineties, the city agreed to provide fire protection for the first plant of Mercedes. And that fire protection included a new fire station at the time and personnel costs. And that personnel cost, I think in this past budget year, was close to $1 million. Around the time of COVID, Mercedes was interested in expanding fire protection because they certainly have added a lot since the 90s. Glenda and then Scott led our negotiations along with Chief Smith with the state of Mercedes. And as part of that agreement with Mercedes and the state of Alabama is funding $10 million towards a new fire station and the equipment and vehicles within that fire station. This bid was $1.2 million lower than the anticipated budget, so that hopefully maybe that's a harbinger of things to come. Also, as part of that, the additional men that will be needed, or additional firefighters that will be needed, Mercedes is covering the cost of those additional firefighters. So certainly it's a good deal for the community, and it's certainly going to ensure that Mercedes continues to employ thousands of people, and also too that the city is not alone in bearing all the costs that go into protecting that economic investment out in East Tuscaloosa.
Questions for Eric? Otherwise, entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Item number 6 is approved. Item number 7, approval of task order directive number 2 to construction administration contract with William Blackstock Architects for the construction of fire station number 11. The total is $221,860. Eric?
So this is to award to Williams Blackstock. This is also part of the state grant.
Questions for Eric? Motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Item number 7 is approved. Item number 8, approval. This is where it gets really expensive, Eric, looks like. Approval to enter into minor public works contract with Cutting Edge Unlimited for intermodal facility pressure washing. Total is $5,180. Eric?
Correct. So this is to pressure wash the IMF. We've had crews going in using overtime hours in city equipment, trying to get caught up on that. Got to a point where we need to get to some of the areas that are up a lot higher, and we can't do that without renting a man lift. The numbers didn't work out, so we contracted this out. And if I could, I know this is a little out of character or out of sync, but I'd like to recognize McCarley, Thomas over here, and Heather Gray. These are the people that I call every time something breaks. And so I just wanted, I mean, literally, these are the people on my phone that I call. I just wanted to give them a little bit of recognition.
Well,
Thank y'all so much.
it's good to know who to call.
Yeah.
It's good.
So moved.
Moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Item number 8 is approved. Item number 9 is approval to enter into minor public works contract with ServPro for IT radio shop air duct cleaning. The total is $2,690. Eric?
And this is another minor public works contract. This is just get ServPro out, clean the air ducts over the radio shop. We've had several of these coming through here lately, trying to keep everything clean.
All of these are coming out of your maintenance.
It's out of outside services.
Motion.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion is approved. Is there any other business to be brought before this committee?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn is on the
So,
table.
second.
We got a second. Our next Public Projects Committee meeting will be Tuesday, August 29th, next Tuesday at 2:30. I've got a motion and a second. All in favor